later stages of this race, but Bobby's biggest problem has been trying to get a good feel on this new tire. They made 12 changes on this race car before the race, trying to get this car dialed in.
Second place, Dale Jarrett streaks past Johnny Benson.
I talked to Bobby and Jimmy Maycart yesterday afternoon, and they are still experimenting almost every race, trying to find the combination for this new tire that Goodyear has brought out this year. They're still not real happy with their race cars.
So first and second back about where we were when the caution flag came out, with Earnhardt Jr. leading Jarrett. Dale has led 32 laps, and Dale has led 15.
I'm a little confused.
Jarrett's led 15.
Oh, okay.
Junior's led.
That's not the first time, by the way. I've been a little confused.
Now here's the interval. Jarrett just about 2.7 back.
Pretty much Holden loses a little bit down here as he heads into turn 1, 2.8 seconds. Off of turn 2, maintaining right there 2.8 seconds. So these two guys, and if you look at our lap times, they're running pretty equal lap times right now.
Junior off the corner, going back to the stripe, and here's Jarrett coming up off turn 4. Speed builds.
Comes off the corner in the mid 170s down the front stretch. .400 RPMs down in the middle of turn 1 and 2. Off turn 2, wide open throttle. Building RPMs, miles per hour, mid 180s, 8,600, almost 8,700.
192 mile an hour into that corner.
And only 165 off the gas in the middle of the corner.
Cars are incredibly fast.
Dick Bergeron.
Jeff Gordon, currently riding in 7th position, has just keyed his radio and told his crew there is smoke inside his race car. Crew chief Robbie Loomis asked what the gauges said. Gordon said the gauges are fine, but they are clearly concerned. You don't want smoke inside that thing. It always means something's wrong. He says it smells like burning rubber.
Well, it could be a number of things. It could be they sometimes get the transmission filled up a little too much, and it'll blow a little grease out. It could be a little oil out of the oil tank, and it could be rubber. Sometimes you get a piece of rubber up on the headers, up inside the header pipes, and it'll smoke for a little while until it burns itself out. So if the gauges are okay, I wouldn't worry right now.
Doesn't necessarily mean it's his tires.
It could be the rubber off somebody else's tire. They got up on the header.
Bobby Labonte tracking 5th place. Ricky Rudd, as we've now completed 54 laps. You're watching Winston Cup Racing on Fox, presented by Home Depot.
We don't know which one you'll want, what color you'll want, or even what accessories you'll want. But we do know that now is the time to buy a new Kawasaki Vulcan Cruiser. Right now, during our Kawasaki Good Times giveaway, we'll give you $500 in accessories or $0 down and low APR when you pick up any new Vulcan 1500 Classic, Drifter, Nomad, or 800 Classic. And you should hurry in, because the only other thing we know is a deal this good isn't going to last forever.
Ever thought about what could happen in 3 short days? You could fall in love. You could, with appliances that are eager to please and know their way around the kitchen. We'll fix you up at the Sears 72-hour sale. It's your chance to get 0% financing through August 2001 on all appliances over $399 and live, well, happily ever after. And hurry, with this much going for them, they won't be available forever. The 72-hour sale at Sears. The good life at a great price, guaranteed.
On April 11th, the world will never be the same. Once you've seen it through the eyes
I can see down your shirt
of Joe Dirt.
Hey, Freak Boy, 1976 called. It wants its hairstyle back.
What?
Go on an adventure with Joe Dirt. Joe Dirt.
Boys got something to say to me? Why don't you talk into the microphone? I got a backup mic right here.
PG-13 opens everywhere April 11th.
Beer is like a natural food product. The fresher it is, the better it tastes. That's why Budweiser has 12 local breweries right here in the United States. So you know our beer will always be fresh.
This Bud's for you. And you. This Bud's for you.
NASCAR with Winston Cup Racing, presented by the Home Depot on Fox, is brought to you by Budweiser, with the crisp, clean, refreshing taste you'll find in no other beer. This Bud's for you.
And oblivious to all the traffic, giving us these views of Dale Earnhardt's Bud Chevy is the Budweiser.com airship, 1,000 feet above Texas Motor Speedway. Can I have a ride to the airport, please?
It looks like that Junior's car gets a little loose on the long run, and Jarrett's able to chase him down, and he's closing the gap up on him pretty good. I believe Junior's car gets a little bit loose after a while. Don't you, Larry?
Yeah, I believe the longer we run, it starts to go away just a little bit.
There's the gap, first to second. Back in third is Steve Park. In fourth, Johnny Benson. In fifth, Ricky Rudd. Sixth is Jeff Gordon. And seventh, Bobby Labonte. Eighth, Todd Bodine. Ninth, Andy Houston. Then Elliott Sadler, Rusty Wallace, Kevin Harvick, Mark Martin, Mike Skinner, and Matt Kenseth, the top 15.
Tony Stewart in the 20 car was going forward before that last caution. Remember, he got in the back of Robert Presley. They come in and did tape the nose up. Right now, he's running in 26th position, but damage to the nose can definitely hurt you.
In battle there with Stacy Compton and Kenny Schrader.
We've been hearing reports of the 24 cars maybe leaking some fluid, but I'm looking at the car and I don't see anything on the back of it. But they did have a problem with that car in qualifying on Friday, blowing oil out of it. So there may be something going on there that we just haven't caught up with yet.
Let's show
when he
you
was
what
qualifying on Friday, he went off in the third turn. And if you notice here, coming out of the back of the car, all of a sudden you see all that fluid. That was a combination of oil and water, but mostly oil. And I think they were blowing that out of the oil tank. So there might be something going on with that car here again today. Keep our eye on it.
This is his worst.
Normally you see on the back of the car, if it's losing anything, you'll see it up on the back of that car right there. And I don't see any fluid there right now. And the car seems to be running all right.
He just took the position away from Ricky Rudd in the 28 car. That moves into fifth position. Here's a battle for the lead. Dale Jarrett wants it at the start-finish line, and he leads lap 64.
That's about how many laps it took him to chase Junior down in the opening laps of the race. So I believe Junior's car slows down a little bit after they run a while. That's kind of like a good example of a car good on the short run and a car good on the long run. Junior jumps out there to a huge lead, and then Jarrett chases him down.
These 180-mile-an-hour laps a little different than what we'll see next weekend on Fox. Winston Cup qualifying Friday on Fox Sports Net at the half-mile Martinsville, Virginia Speedway. One of the oldest tracks of NASCAR. And then on Saturday, final practice on FX at noon Eastern Time. Sunday, NASCAR this morning on the net. Our Winston Cup race, 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Coverage begins on Fox. And then NASCAR Victory Lane on the net.
I love the short tracks, man. It's all about finesse.
65 laps complete here at Texas Motor Speedway.
Well, folks, everything will be decided today.
If you want to win in today's world, you can't afford to go it alone. It takes teamwork and training to win, just like the winning team that builds quality cars and trucks on the assembly line. UAWGM, assembly line to finish line, teamwork wins.
So, what do you say?
Make a lot of downforce?
Yeah.
Looks like it'd be a lot of drag.
Tons.
What kind of RPM?
7. 5. I think it's 7.
Sign here? Sorry, I only have a minute. In so many ways, in so many places, it keeps a million disasters a day from happening. It's like having a life insurance policy you never knew you had. Gotta go. It's plastics. There's my good girl. Plastics make it possible.
Get into
alongside the official gear of NASCAR. Apparel, collectibles, and more. Only at NASCAR.com. America Online keyword NASCAR.
NASCAR Winston Cup Racing, presented by the Home Depot on Fox, is brought to you by the new Twisted Crust Pizza from Pizza Hut. Breadsticks and pizza together at last. By the American Plastics Council. Plastics make it possible. By Viagra. Ask your doctor if Viagra is right for you. And by John Deere. Nothing runs like a deer.
70 laps complete in the Harrah's 500. Just north of Fort Worth, Texas, Mike Joy with Darrell Waltrip and Larry McReynolds.
I believe these cars need speedometers in them. Because if these guys knew how fast they were going in miles per hour, they would quit running into each other the way they've been doing out there this afternoon.
Dale Jarrett has opened up a 1-second lead now on Dale Earnhardt Jr.
His crew chief, they've been building new cars left and right, but this is the car that was brand new at Atlanta, and he actually won with it Darlington 2 weeks ago. They like this race car.
Darrell, here's your speedometer right here. Dale can't see it.
Yeah,
we can.
I'm telling you, they need big old speedometer right on the dashboard. They'd be a little more careful with each other. All you got is a crew chief telling you how many seconds it's taking you to get around here, and a driver is not computing that to miles per hour, I can tell you. Look at that, 192 miles an hour. Passing somebody.
Into the corner.
Into the corner.
Let's update the second place car of Dale Earnhardt Jr. Here's Matt.
What a difference a year makes, Mike. Last year here in Texas, Dale Earnhardt Jr. was complaining his car was tight most of the day. They worked on that condition and still won the race. Here today, his car loose. And as the run progresses, it gets progressively looser. That's why Dale Jarrett has gone around him. Dale Jarrett's car a little better on the longer runs. They're going to work on that on the next pit stop, as they've done on the previous stop to Steve Burns.
With Paul Andrews, crew chief on the #1 car. Paul, tell us about the adjustments you made to Steve Park's car on that last stop.
Yeah, we wanted to be a little bit safe when we started the race. We tightened it up a little bit this morning. We basically went back to where we were at the end of practice yesterday. Just starting off a little conservative. Took a little wedge out, raised the track bar off a little bit. Probably making a few of the air pressure adjustments as we go. We're okay right now.
Thanks, Paul.
Park working lap cars, but he's kind of in a zone of his own. He's a second behind Earnhardt Jr., and he's 4 seconds ahead of Jeff Gordon, the 4th place car.
But his car looks really good, and it's really good on these longer runs, and he's closing up on Jr. pretty good.
Now there's Gordon in 4th, then Benson, number 10 in 5th, 28 Ricky Rudd, Todd Bodine with that light blue hood, new colors for Todd, and then Andy Houston.
Andy Houston started this race 12th, just took the 8th position away a couple laps ago from Bobby Labonte. This is Andy's first start here at Texas in a Winston Cup car, and the season they've missed 3 races. He's not finished better than 21st, but he knows the way around this racetrack. In 5 truck races, he led a total of 188 laps and finished 2nd in 99.
Houston, the leading rookie in today's race. Just in front of our Winston Cup champ, outside pole sitter today, Bobby Labonte.
And not too far behind this crowd is Rusty Wallace. You know, he took 2 tires on that pit stop, Larry, and he came in 19th, and before he gets in the pit again, he's going to be back in 19th.
Larry, why did that work well for Johnny Benson, who's 5th, and not work so well for Rusty Wallace?
Well, I'm going to speculate a little bit. If you've got a tight race car, if your race car's not turning, we saw it yesterday in the Busch race, a lot of times 2 right side tires will help that car turn. If your car's neutral or loose, 2 right side tires with left side tires will actually make that car looser. So that's may very well be what's going on. I'm a little surprised at Rusty, though. Darrell, Rusty is normally not a 2-tire change in race car.
No, but I think what his deal was, he thought his car was really, really good, and he thought if he could get up front early on, get a caution again right away, then he'd be right where he wanted to be. But what happened here is we had a caution, he took the 2 tires, and we hadn't had a caution since. It's going to bite him when it's over with.
So Wallace has dropped from 2nd on the restart back to 11th.
Not a bad plan. I mean, it's a great strategy, but it's got to work out. Everything's got to work out for you. It's kind of like Paul Harvey. What's the rest of the story?
We want to wish Rusty Wallace's crew chief, Robin Pemberton, a get well. He's at home, went and saw the doctor earlier this week. Doctor said, you know, you need to slow down just a little bit and take a little of a break. He decided to take a break here from Texas, so we wish him well. Look forward to seeing him in Martinsville.
And he's out getting him a new TV right now because he would not have taken 2 tires. And he just threw something through it when they did that.
Ricky Rudd and Todd Bodine battling. It's a good run here for Todd. 6th place is at stake here.
Working on that high groove, DW, off turn 4 right here. Starting to come in for these guys.
Boy, if you can get